First time.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is 5:37 in the morning. We are all packed and ready to go to the Bahamas.
Woohoo!
Welcome to our channel. We are so excited that you're here. I'm Kaitlyn.
I'm Evan.
And we are so excited to share our adventures with you guys. Starting off with our most recent travel adventure, which was to Harbour Island in the Bahamas. And of course, as you guys know, with COVID, things are slowly opening back up. There's still COVID restrictions in place there. They're much lighter than they used to be. But we're definitely excited to share our experience with you guys in terms of planning our trip, getting ready to go, getting our COVID tests, kind of how the COVID protocol journey went in the Bahamas, so that hopefully if you're interested in going, it'll make your trip a little bit easier, because it did require a good bit of research and coordinating prior to going to the Bahamas. All this information is on the Bahamas travel website, and you can just Google Bahamas travel visa. One of my favorite influencers to follow, Megan Stokes on Instagram, she also has a blog, went with her family to Harbour Island in January of this year. And she shared her experience. She shared her travel experiences to the Bahamas before, but this trip in particular, she wrote a full blog post kind of explaining, traveling to the Bahamas during COVID. She shared a lot of her recs, and that was a good starting point for us planning our trip. We did additional research as well, but we definitely found her blog post incredibly helpful. So I will be sure to link that down in the comments below, so it helps you guys as well. And thank you, Megan, if you're seeing this, for sharing your recommendations with us, because they were all 10 out of 10.
Yep, spot on.
10 out of 10.
All right, so once you actually get to Harbour Island, we flew into the North Eleuthera Airport. It's a really, really tiny airport. It's really just one building with two different rooms. The first room you walk into is the customs, and there's not a long line for that since it's really just one plane at a time flying into that airport. And so it's just the people that you've flown in with, which it was a pretty small plane that we were on. And then we went through the agricultural inspection. And then as soon as you finish that, you walk straight outside. There are a lot of taxis waiting right outside of the airport. They are very well organized and are waiting to take a lot of passengers over to the 3-island dock, which you can get to Spanish Wells and also Harbour Island from that dock. So a good majority of the passengers on your plane will be going to one of those. So you just have to tell your taxi driver where you're going. It's $5 per person.
It takes about like 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was a very short drive.
Very short drive. You
You
probably couldn't walk though.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't plan to walk. It's worth the $5 for the drive. And then once you get to the 3-island dock, it is $5 per person again to take a water taxi that will take you over to Harbour Island. And that ride was probably 5 minutes as well.
Yeah, 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah,
it was a little bit longer than the taxi.
Slightly longer, but it's really easy. Again, they're just waiting on you, ready to take you. We didn't have to wait at all for...
No, we walked right on a boat.
For a boat, yeah. So that was really easy. The boat will take you over from the 3-island dock over to the government dock on Harbour Island.
So the primary mode of transportation on Harbour Island is actually golf carts. Yeah. It's a very small island, so the streets are really well equipped for golf carts. You can zip around very quickly. I will link the rental company that we used to rent our golf cart. We rented through a company called Majors Rentals. They were very easy to work with. So yeah, we picked up our golf cart right off of the government dock as soon as we got there. I definitely plan ahead and call and make sure that you set up that rental if you are planning on having one available to you while you are on the island. I know some of the hotels that are on the island do offer like complimentary golf cart rides. Depending on where you're staying will obviously determine if you actually need that. We walked right off the dock. Our golf cart was right there with our name on it, with the keys and the cup holder. Hopped right in, and unfortunately we had not really thought ahead and gotten an international cellular plan. So we were looking at a picture of Google Maps with little squiggles on how to get to where we were staying. But thankfully we were able to, you know, kind of landmark and find our way up to our VRBO. Took a few wrong turns, but again, it's a really small island.
Yeah, it's only 3 miles long and only half a mile wide, so you can't really get lost.
It probably took us like 5 minutes to actually get to our place that we were staying. And really, I think by the time we got there, you know, we looked at our watch because we were shocked at how quickly we had gotten there. And it was about 30 minutes from the time our plane had landed for us to go through customs, get on a land taxi, take a water taxi, find our golf cart, and find our way to the place that we were staying. So we were really thankful for that because it sounds like a lot of steps that you have to take in order to get to the island, but it's really pretty quick and convenient. We were really only on the island for about 72 hours, like almost exactly 72 hours. We got there around 1 o'clock on a Thursday and left around 1 o'clock on a Sunday, but we crammed a lot into those 72 hours.
Yeah, we really only used the tiny house to sleep in.
Yeah, we really did not spend much time there. So we'll kind of walk you guys through everything that we did and kind of review some of the restaurants and things that we did. There's a lot we actually didn't get to do, so we're looking forward to hopefully another trip next summer. It's somewhere that I think we both see ourselves visiting multiple times, hopefully taking our family there one day, and hopefully make Harbour Island kind of a second home. We really did have such a great time. So we finally arrived to our VRBO, and we'll give you a quick little tour of our tiny house that we stayed in. So guys, we just made it. Welcome to our humble abode. We can't believe we actually found it. We're truly in the middle of nowhere / we didn't know where we were going, what streets we were supposed to go down. We just followed like a little drawing on Google Maps. Oh my goodness. We had a golf cart waiting for us, which we just showed you. It's been a seamless process and I am honestly blown away. We're gonna go check out the place, get settled, go check out this ocean. So out front, we just have a little patio set. They left some beach chairs because literally we can just go sit at the beach. We'll probably go to Pink Sands Beach most of the time. This will definitely be nice to wake up to in the morning and drink our coffee. So this is the little tiny house. It's super cute. So we found this place on VRBO for a very reasonable price. Here's Evan. Are you gonna give us a tour?
This is our kitchen area. Sink, fridge, microwave, TV.
We got like a little chair. Sorry I can't get too wide of a view. So here's a setup of the whole thing. Most important, the AC. We got a little bathroom here. And I'll let Evan take you up.
Come on. We got, looks like a queen size bed, some storage.
We're just happy we found it. We made it. So can't wait to show you guys more. As you can see, the house was very small, but honestly, it suited all of our needs. We didn't spend much time actually in the house. The time that we were at the VRBO, we were spending down at the water, truly. So it ended up being really perfect for us, and we're happy to link the place that we stayed down below. The owner or host of the property, Paul, was really wonderful. We, communicated with him throughout our trip. We got to meet the island caretaker. I believe his name was Anthony, who was the island caretaker for the property while we were there. And Harbour Island is the home of the friendly people.
It's very accurate.
The friendliest people, and it's very accurate, yeah.
So we didn't actually spend a whole lot of time inside of our tiny house. Most of the time we spent on property, we were down at the waterfront actually. There were stairs straight into the ocean that we could just walk to from our tiny house. So that was an amazing feature of that property. There was also great views from the top of the property. Really a great place to stay. It served all of our needs perfectly.
Absolutely. We can't wait to go back. We would 100% go back.
Absolutely.
So right when we got there, we really set off to explore, as much as we could because we only had a short amount of time. So we started off going to the Pink Sands Resort. Past the resort, they have kind of a private access to their own personal restaurant, which is the Blue Bar restaurant, which is right on Pink Sands Beach. So that was the first time that we really got to see and appreciate just how beautiful the water and the sand were. And so we sat there, sat up at the bar, made fast friends with the bartender, Christy, got to learn about her and where she lived, and kind of asked her for recommendations for things to do in the area, since again it was our first time. Asked her for drink recommendations and had our very first Goombay smash while we were sitting at the bar talking with Christy, and it was the perfect way to start off our quick little trip.
Yeah, it really was.
From there, we walked along the beach, kind of just, exploring everything that was around there. We walked up to the Dunmore and saw their restaurant and their shop. Then we went back to get our golf cart after walking back up the beach a little bit. Picked up our golf cart at Pink Sands and went straight to the grocery store. So this was another unique thing about the island that I did not know prior to traveling there. After talking with Paul, our host for our VRBO, a lot of times when the power goes out on the island, if you're staying in a rental property, and it may affect the hotels as well, but you lose all water pressure. You lose running water if the power goes out. It happened to us twice while we were there, and it's normally out for only an hour or two, but one of Paul's first suggestions, he said, as soon as you get to the island, go to the grocery store and get just jugs of purified water. So we took his suggestions and went and bought 3 gallons of water and took that back to our property to get ready to head out to happy hour.
So for happy hour, we found probably one of our favorite places to hang out, and that was Remora Bay, which is a restaurant right on a marina. They have a happy hour from 4 to 6 every afternoon. And so we spent the 3 days that we were there at Remora Bay every afternoon from 4 to 6. They had great food. The drinks were amazing.
They actually have frozen Goombay smashes. Probably are my favorite Goombay smashes that we had on the island. You can get it with floaters on it, which is basically just like an extra shot of rum. And
they had live
they're
music.
dangerous.
Yeah, they are very dangerous. They are really.
And delicious.
Yes. They also have live music there at Remora Bay. So that really was one of our favorite hangout spots on the island.
So that night, we got a couple of apps. That was our dinner that night.
Yeah.
So after we finished up happy hour, we headed back to our VRBO, took the little lawn chairs down to the water access point and just sat there and watched the most beautiful sunset. What a great way to start off our trip.
Yeah, it was the perfect way to end our first day in the Bahamas.
So that brings us to day 2.
The morning of day 2, we got up around 7 o'clock, and then we immediately kind of took off to Coco's Coffee House, which was one of our favorite breakfast spots. I got a breakfast sandwich. And what did you get? I can't remember.
I got an acai bowl.
Okay.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
We both got cold brews or iced coffees.
I think that was another recommendation from Megan Sims.
It was, yeah. It's definitely more of like a health and wellness type of restaurant. It had like juices and smoothies and things like that, but it was delicious, and it was
right across from the Valentine's Marina, which we got to go over and just kind of walk around and just kind of admire some of the really nice boats that were in that marina.
Dream.
Yeah. Then we just hopped on our golf cart and just kind of went exploring the island.
There were a couple of places that we knew we wanted to go, but also we just wanted to kind of get our bearings for the island and explore some of the different areas that we had not seen the day before. So the first place we stopped, we went to A&A's Hidden Treasures, which is a cute little roadside stand. I believe a woman named Alice owns it. I don't think we got to meet her while we were there, but another place that's highly recommended and was in other blogs that I was reading when researching the island.
We actually got some stuff.
Yeah, so I was going to show you all what I got. So we got, is this palm grass or? I can't remember the exact type of grass that they use to make these baskets. But this is like hand-dyed cloth that's incorporated into the basket as well. We just got this because we thought it'd be fun to have a piece of the trip in our house and just throw little odds and ends in there. But we love that we'll have this in our house forever. And then I got a cute little clutch that I've carried multiple times now. I always get compliments on it, but it's got nice little fabric inside, and yeah, it's A&A's Hidden Treasures, Harbour Island, the Bahamas. If it's something that you're interested in, they actually have an online storefront, so be sure to check that out. They'll monogram many of the pieces as well. They have like larger bags and you can personalize them. So would highly recommend really love this piece and we'll treasure it. It's very well made. It was nice to support a local business. And then another place we stopped on our morning adventures was the Briland Animal Clinic. And Evan, this drove him crazy.
I was so scared she was gonna want to come back with one of their puppies they had there.
I definitely wanted one. They call them pot cake puppies, and they're kind of just, I mean, basically mutts, but that's what they call these puppies that are kind of born to stray dogs on the island. And they were so sweet. The lady who ran it was so kind and just let us come in and play with all their puppies. But they actually have an Instagram account that you can follow. I'll link it down below. They do adopt internationally as well. So if you ever wanted to adopt a potcake puppy, they do their best to coordinate the travel of the puppies to local airports, specifically people who fly in on their private planes who are affiliated with the clinic will often fly the puppies back to the United States and kind of coordinate getting them to your area.
And the clinic also takes care of all of the vaccinations that the puppies will need to qualify for international travel and all of that. So that's really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. But then, you know, after we finished exploring, we were ready to get to the beach, honestly. Yeah. We parked our golf cart just north of the Pink Sands Resort. Yeah. So it was maybe only a 3-minute drive from our rental property to the actual beach. So we parked our golf cart there and walked along the Pink Sands Beach down between the Pink Sands Resort and the Coral Sands Resort.
We didn't bring our own beach chairs, so we were able to rent those from TJ's. It was just kind of a beachside kind of shop / bar area. But they had chairs that you could rent out by the pair, and it also came with an umbrella for $20 a day. And so we did that every day that we were on the beach.
Also right by TJ's stand is the little horseback riding area as well. So that's where you would check in to go horseback riding. We did not do that, but we made friends with a woman on the beach, and she told us it was around $100 per person if you wanted to do horseback riding. And she said that she had a wonderful time doing it, so something we may potentially explore doing.
Yeah, she said that they take you around almost the whole island.
And we just hung out with our umbrella and chairs, got in the ocean, and it was kind of surreal.
Yeah, the water there is just absolutely beautiful. It's so clear, so clean. The beaches are also very clean.
And they're not super busy either. So we hung out on the beach for a few hours until we got hungry again. And we headed up to the Dunmore Hotel, which also has a restaurant right on the water. And it's probably the cutest hotel that I've ever been to.
Yeah, it was really nice.
It's so cute. I think Amanda Lindroth is actually who did the interior design for that hotel. It's a lot of rattan and just like fun colors, and I love that hotel. I would love to stay there eventually, but even just the dining room was cute as it could be. This was probably one of my favorite meals that we had on the island. Yeah. I'd say it's probably my second favorite meal that we had. I got a poke bowl, which was a 10 out of 10. I'm not even a big fish person. I'm trying to get more adventurous, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So I got that, and we split a frozen pink lemonade, or I can't exactly remember what it's called. I think that's what it was. And what did you get?
I got the fried chicken, french fries, and coleslaw, which was also really, really good.
Yeah, it was all delicious.
Yeah.
So that meal was amazing, absolutely incredible. We hung out on the beach the rest of the day. I think we were at the beach till almost like 5 o'clock that day. We headed over to Remora Bay again and got happy hour, which was delicious. We tried Kaitlyn, their local beer that's made in the Bahamas. It's really great. It's a lighter beer. So from happy hour, we went back home and we snuck down to the beach just to see our local water access again. Walked around in the ocean and hung out until it was time to finally get ready and head out to dinner. So that evening we went to eat at Malcolm 51, which is the restaurant at the Pink Sands Resort that's within the hotel. We already told you about the Blue Bar one that's on the beach. It's a really romantic atmosphere. It has a very cool atmosphere to it. It's kind of an open air restaurant. A lot of wood grain.
Had Asian flares to it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was a really cool, the hotel is cool. The restaurant was neat. It was a great meal. I think we were both exhausted by the end of the day. Yeah. But would definitely recommend it. I got the lobster ravioli, which was delicious, and
I got a roasted chicken. Overall, it was a great restaurant.
Definitely a place that I want to try again. Yeah. Hopefully when we're more awake and hungry as well, because we also had snuck in an appetizer at Remora Bay, which I think might have spoiled our dinner a little bit. So that was the end of day 2.
So on day 3, we got up at 7 o'clock, I think, again.
Up and at 'em.
First thing in the morning, we went to Arthur's Bakery and Cafe.
I think one of us got a sticky bun, but
That's right, yeah.
just some sort of pastries. They were both delicious, whatever
Amazing.
we got.
And then we got iced coffee there as well. And then we went for a ride on our golf carts through the town. And I'll kind of insert some clips here, kind of showing you what the town looks like a little bit. Finished driving around the town, we went straight to the beach again and had a nice walk. The weather was really perfect the whole time we were there. We got really lucky in that regard.
Beautiful. And we ended up parking at our beach access point, and we walked all the way north that morning. So we walked to the very tip of the beach, the northern part of the beach.
Right.
So after we went to the beach, we headed back into town, which again is like 2 minutes from the beach. And explored a few shops. So we went to the Blue Rooster Boutique, which was super cute. I really enjoyed peeking around there. I didn't buy anything because I had self-control, but I wanted a lot of things in there. It was super cute. And then we headed over to the Princess Street Gallery, and we spent a while in there and just looking at all the different artists, both local to Harbour Island as well as other islands within the Bahamas. So that was really fun. We didn't buy a piece, but maybe if we go back and we have a house, we'll make the commitment. We don't have anywhere else that we can put it in this place here. So we went to those shops, and then we went and did the most dreaded activity of the trip, which was going to get our COVID test in order to come back to the United States.
You were so nervous about that.
I was freaking out. So to give you a little backstory, the last time we had been COVID tested was when we tested positive for COVID.
We had COVID back in July of 2020.
Yeah. And we haven't had to get tested since then because we haven't been sick or had any symptoms. And so I was just nervous that I may have some remnants of the virus in my nose that had not fully cleared and that we may have a false positive. But thankfully, we were both negative.
Yes.
We are COVID negative! Woo! So after our COVID test, that took about probably 30-45 minutes.
Yeah.
But we wanted to make sure that we got it done in time and had all of that lined up so that we could enjoy the rest of our trip. So then we went back to the VRBO, got ready, and then headed immediately back to the beach. Rented chairs from TJ's again, and we got out there probably around noon. So we pretty much just put our stuff on our chairs and headed up to the Coral Sands Resort restaurant, which was also delicious. So we both got drinks. You got a margarita, I got a pina colada. Evan got probably the best thing that I would recommend.
Lobster salad sandwich.
Yeah, it was delicious.
It was so good. We had gotten a recommendation from, I think it was Megan Stokes again.
Yeah.
And it did not disappoint. It was so good.
Absolutely delicious.
I'm definitely getting that again next time we go.
I'll probably get it too. I got a Caesar salad, a grilled Caesar, which was also great, and some French fries. But that lobster salad sandwich was definitely really delicious. So then we went back out to the beach and just hung out and laid out, enjoyed some more beach time until it was time to go back and get ready for dinner. So we went back, we got showered, all dressed up, and then we went to Remora Bay to get drinks prior to our dinner reservation that evening.
Again.
Yep. So we got a Goombay smash prior to heading to the Landing for dinner. The Landing was probably hands down our favorite meal.
I feel like we've said that like 3 times.
I'm not for meals. Do not be mistaken. All of our food was delicious, but the Landing was 10 out of 10. I'm still dreaming of my coconut chicken curry that was, it was absolutely delectable.
And I got the goat cheese ravioli, which was amazing as well. Both of those meals were just outstanding.
We will 100% be going back to the Landing next time.
Yeah. We liked it so much that we went there for breakfast the next morning as well. I got the French toast, and you got some kind of pancakes.
I got the ricotta hotcakes.
Oh, hotcakes.
Which were like basically pancakes, but also delicious. 10 out of 10 breakfast, 10 out of 10 dinner.
Yeah.
Incredibly impressed with the landing.
Yeah.
So that's how we started day 3. And then from there, we actually headed straight to the beach and walked from our access point that we traditionally parked at all the way to the southern end of the beach. So we ended up walking the entire stretch of beach while we were there at some point in time. After walking on the beach and heading back to get our golf cart to go back to our house, we actually stopped at the Coral Sands Resort's gift shop, which is called the Siren Song Gift Shop. It was super cute too. The lady that we mentioned before that we made friends with on the beach told us it was probably her favorite gift shop. So we went and checked that out before heading back to our house and walking out to see the lone tree, which was really just adjacent to where we were staying.
Yeah, we could see it from our property. We could see the lone tree out in the ocean. But thankfully it was low tide at that point, so we were just able to walk out to see it.
But after seeing the lone tree, you know, we went back to the Airbnb, packed up, and unfortunately headed back to the government dock, left our golf cart there, and got back on a water taxi to start our journey back to the airport. We ended up getting to the airport probably at like 1:30, and I believe our flight left at 3:30, so like 2 hours beforehand. We checked in with the airport there. You kind of check your luggage. They made sure we had our COVID test and all the documentation required to get our boarding passes. And then they actually make you sit outside of the airport because the airport's so tiny. But we were fortunate to find this little gift shop that had, they call it a cafe and boutique. There's a boutique room and then the cafe. There honestly really wasn't that much food there. There were drinks and they had a TV in there and a lounge and air conditioner. So we just hung out in there for like an hour and a half. Both got a click before we left so that we could enjoy one last one before leaving the Bahamas. But we hung out there before going back to the airport. About 30 minutes before the flight took off, they started to let people go through security, which that was super quick and painless.
Yeah.
And then we boarded our flight and began our journey home.
It was a really short trip, but we packed a lot and we were kind of go, go, go the whole time. Would highly recommend if you're thinking about going to the Bahamas, check out Harbour Island because we really had a great experience there.
Really, we have to fly to go to the beach anywhere.
Yeah.
So when we looked at, you know, going somewhere that weekend, we were gonna have to fly regardless, and it just made sense. You know, if we could fly to go to Florida to go to the beach, if we could fly to the Bahamas and stay even cheaper than we could stay in Florida, why not do it?
Yeah.
It's super easy to get to. The people were just incredible and it was a new experience. It was good for our marriage to really spend some quality time outside of, you know, our bubble at home, and overall just a 10 out of 10 trip. And like I said, we can't wait to go back. But we'll be sure to include links for everywhere we stayed. I'll link that blog post that I mentioned as well as all of the restaurants that we went to. I'll also link any outfit details in case any of you care. That's something I know that when I'm watching videos, I always love to know where people get their items from.
We have several other trips coming up this year, and so we're planning on documenting those as well. So if you're interested in kind of following along with us, be sure to subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more content like this. Leave comments if you have questions about the Bahamas or Harbour Island. We'd be happy to get back to you and answer any of those questions as well.
Thank you guys again for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed this video and we look forward to sharing more of our future travels with you guys soon.